the triad that is Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh was operating just fine. We weren't like, man, these guys lack a clear direction. We don't know what they're here for. Like, we got that, like, they're packaged just fine. We just think this is ROH and it belongs, the story should be told somewhere else, because right now they're just kind of muddying the water. We weren't like, man, you know what they really need? A leader. Like, Jay Lethal is the leader, isn't he? Like, with kind of like, it's him and Sanjay, they're kind of like partners, right? With Jay Lethal doing the work and him being the manager, and then they've got the bodyguard. And so this Jeff Jarrett thing, just the fuck, for what? For what?
No,
and also, like, I get heels have relationships for various methods, but like, these motherfuckers wouldn't be friends with Jeff Jarrett. The only reason they would ever be friends with Jeff Jarrett, like if they were in real life, is because at one point he was paying them money. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. It doesn't fit. Here's Outlaw in Black, and a guy in a suit, and a 7-foot tall guy in a suit.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of, and if we're breaking kayfabe again, because I don't, if we're thinking of it from that regard, the only thing I can think is that Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett had such a fun time tagging together for Ric Flair's last match that they said, man, we should do this on a bigger stage. Well, Jay Lethal, you work at AEW. Well, let me talk to Tony. Tony's like, oh, I like Jeff Jarrett from 2000. Yeah, it was pretty. Well, and Sting, that makes sense. And that has to be the reasoning here, is that they had a great time partnering together against Ric Flair and Andrade. And they said, let's run it back on a bigger stage. And we're doing this on Full Gear. But anyhow,
Jeff Jarrett sucks.
Look, anyone who's listened to this show long enough knows my feelings on him. He is where storylines and companies go to die. And so I'm mad that he's in my favorite company because I don't want it to die. Moving on. Renee Young is backstage and she interviews Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy's talking about Luchasaurus and Christian. And he's like, hey, this ain't over, you assholes. You think you're done? You're moving on to this All-Atlantic Championship. No. On Friday, I've got a challenge for Christian and Luchasaurus, and I'm going to tell them. So what do you think it is? Again, we're recording on a Thursday. Rampage is yet to air. We don't read spoilers because that's stupid. We don't go to the movies and read what the fucking end is before we sit down. But with all that being said, what do you think this is?
It's Gangrel.
It's Edge. It's Edge. That's what he
it's Adam Copeland.
Oh my God.
I don't know, but I kind of also, I don't want to say this, but the Jungle Boy is still missing with me. I'm still not attaching. I just he's still, and I'm going to give him time because AJ Styles cured this over the years, but he just still feels like he's reading a cue card too much. He feels kind of like, for all the, like, people see him and they start cheering him and they want to do a song, he still finds a way to feel like the man Charisma forgot when he starts talking. And I'm like, man, like, we're still missing something, right? It still feels off. And so I'm just still not buying into it. I mean, I guess, him saying like, well, you don't get to decide when this is over, all that fits. That's a face, thing, but it just, I don't know. I could care less,
He has one note that does well for him when he's doing the Christian is a bitch, or what was that shirt that he wore? Christian is a pussy. Yeah. He has that. And when he's like running full speed and he's taking Luchasaurus off the stage through a table.
I don't think he's far off from finding a great package, but he's off.
That's the thing. He does that speed great, but when it's just talk to Renee, he's not comfortable in his own skin, which, like you said, at one point, neither was AJ Styles.
It feels close to like Sid Vicious, right? It feels like, let me run that back. Like, we're live, pal. Like, fuck.
No, it's not that.
Not that bad. Not dumb, but like more of the just like, Christian, next time, I'm kicking your ass, pal.
I think you had a good analogy. I think it's an AJ Styles.
It's an AJ Styles, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good wrestler, charismatic. You look at him, you're like, I like something about him. Don't know what it is. But then he talks and you're like, well, maybe I